Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Marty's Recovery Minute. Marty here. So glad to have you. So glad you're joining us. If you've been here before and checked out some of our other videos, thank you for coming back. Certainly appreciate your continued support and your interest in our channel. If you're new and this is your first time here, welcome. We're certainly glad to have you as well. We have some other videos on the channel. Please feel free to go check those out as well. If you hear something you like, please hit the like button, give us a thumbs up, and subscribe to us. If you know someone who might benefit from this content, please share this content with them or direct them to this channel. We are here trying to spread a message of hope and understanding when it comes to people who suffer from alcohol and drug addiction. Um, if you are going to leave a comment below, and I certainly welcome comments, and I really do welcome questions. If you're going to leave that below, please make sure you're identifiable and please do not be mean or hateful with your comments. Our motto here is always be kind. We don't tolerate unkindness here. So if you post something like that below, it will be deleted. Trust me, alcoholics and addicts already hate themselves far beyond what you haters out there are going to be able to post in a few lines underneath this video. So don't just be kind. That being said, I would like to talk about the topic that I'm interested in talking with you about this evening. When it comes to addiction and recovery, there are a lot of myths out there. There's a lot of things that people believe are true simply because they sound right or simply because they've heard them all their life. The myth I'm going to talk to you about tonight or today is probably the number one myth. It's caused more pain, more suffering, more death to addicts and alcoholics and to their families than about any other myth that I can possibly think of. See if you've ever said this or heard it. You can't help the alcoholic or addict unless they want to be helped. Years ago, I said it. I hear it said in recovery circles all the time by people who really should know better. The truth is, however, while that comment or that thought process or that myth may sound right, it's absolutely wrong. The fact is this, it's impossible to judge an outcome based on why someone comes to treatment. Whether someone comes to treatment voluntarily or whether they come to treatment because someone or somebody has made them, there's no difference in the outcomes. The recovery rate is identical. Yeah. That means don't give me this, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. I get that. But you can show him where the pond is and wait for him to get thirsty. And if you have a loved one who is suffering from this, if you continue to encourage them, let's get you some help. Let me take you to rehab. Let's go get you an assessment. Let's go get you looked at. If you continue to encourage them, at some point, it'll sink in. If you get them into some kind of treatment or therapy, even if they're quote unquote not ready yet, some of it's bound to stick. Now, relapse is a part of the condition. Relapse means you've got it. We talked about that in a prior video. Um, but why wait for something that may never happen? You know, I've been in recovery for 3 decades, and I can count on one hand the number of people who woke up one morning and said, you know what? I got a problem with alcohol or drugs. I think I'll go get some help because it's bad for me and it's bad for my family, and I think I'll just quit. That's not what happens. Normally, people come into therapy or into rehab because they have back issues. Either the courts are on their back, their families are on their back, their job is on their back, their doctor's on their back. And all they're trying to do is get everybody to get off their back, leave them alone so they can go use in peace. That's usually how most people arrive in treatment. I know for me, when I first started seeking out help for my own issue, I went to rehab primarily to convince my wife at the time, who had left me, to come home. And I want to be clear here. I put that woman through hell, and nobody deserves to be put through what I put that woman through. And I will be sorry for that to the day I die, that I put her through what I put her through. But I went to rehab or went to get help because I wanted her to come home. However, I had lied to her so many times, she had no reason to believe me. She had no reason whatsoever to think anything coming out of my mouth was true. And so to continue to run the con, I had to continue the therapy. I had to continue attending. I had to keep showing up because I was seriously trying to convince her to come home. Now, the truth was, I had every intention of once she got home to go back to doing what I was doing. However, this drug out long enough that this cleared up. And I started having some rational thoughts. I started to think clearly about things. I had a moment of clarity. And at the time I went to seek help, I was drinking a 1.75 liter of vodka every day, 7 days a week. And at that moment of clarity, I realized it doesn't matter whether she comes home or not. You can't keep doing this. If it doesn't kill you, it's going to make you miserable and alone. You can't keep doing this. And that's when things got better, started getting better for me, when I started doing some of the things that I was told to do or suggested to do. So please don't wait for someone to say, please help me. Usually by the time the person says, please help me, it's almost too late. Encourage. Offer every time your loved one you see them on something or drunk or whatever. Let's get you to rehab. Let's go get you some help. Why don't you let me get you some help? If you're out there, please, if you're out there and you think you have a problem with alcohol or drugs, please find a licensed clinician in your area. Get a formal assessment where you can get a proper diagnosis and do what you're instructed to do. Follow directions. The single hardest thing in the world for addicts and alcoholics to do is simply do what they're told. Thank you again for tuning in. Remember our motto, always be kind. Be kind to everyone around you because you may not always have the ones you love, but more importantly, be kind to yourself. If no one has told you today that they love you, I do. Take care.